What's going on, my friends? Welcome to episode 65 of the Get Your Game On podcast, bringing you the hottest takes, latest stories, and spicy picks on New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, national, and international sports. Hosted by yours truly, Adam Grassani, joined by Michael Cunningham, Alex Reach, and Chris Skier. This is the podcast right now on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Also be sure to follow us on Twitter at GetYourGameOnP. With all that said, it's time to get your game on. Yo guys, we have the original core four in the house today.
Let's go.
Let's go. All four of the guys on this episode, we've all been here since day one.
Yeah, fun fact, Chris was supposed to be a one-time addition.
That went out the window really fast, right, Chris?
Oh yeah, it did.
Chris was supposed to be a one-time guest. We love Chris so much, we had him on, and then
we love Chris so much we hired him.
We hired him. I was the one that hired Chris. I was the one that asked Chris if he wanted to do the show. Chris was like, "I'm in." Shit. Yeah, but all joking aside, if Sam and Marcellus could ever join the damn show and stop chocolate chips, do the damn show for a change. Goddamn.
Most of the time we've had a full house. We technically had one the other day, but Sam could only do it through chat. So I don't know if that really counts.
That counts as a full house. Sam was.
Right, so that counts as a full house. That counts as a full house. But so we have had full houses recently, but boy, would I love to have some more.
Yeah, because Adam is tired of crying about Sam and Marcellus not joining an episode.
When have I ever cried about that?
You cry a little bit.
When have I ever cried about that?
You cried when the Giants lose every game.
I don't cry. I'm used to it at this point.
Yo, Chris, what about Kansas, baby?
What do you mean?
Didn't they lose this week for basketball? Yeah, me and you are in the same boat.
Are you missing something?
Are both teams lost? We in the doghouse.
Duke lost to a crap team at home. That's embarrassing.
Yeah. Micah, you can't be talking shit today.
Miami played great. Don't get me wrong. We slept on Miami. That was our problem. Yeah. We slept on them.
You lost that's a bad loss at home.
That's a bad loss.
That sucks.
Bad loss.
We played like shit the whole game. Duke played shit.
Your team just lost to Miami at home, though. You're talking crap about Kansas. Get out of here.
First of all, as long as we're better than Villanova, I don't give a damn who we better than. Adam, I'd rather them lose now than them losing in the tourney.
That's facts. That's all that matters. Just get ready.
So you can get your losses now. But at least my team didn't lose to Rutgers, who hasn't won a basketball game in years, to Purdue that lost to Rutgers. So, John, if you're watching this, suck my left nut because Purdue sucks balls. The end. Fuck.
What's Purdue's record right now since that game? What's Purdue's record since that game?
They play shitty-ass teams. That's why
I'll have to double check.
Purdue is not a good team.
We've got about one month.
They're not even known for basketball. That's how they're not known. They're not well known. When you think about basketball schools, you think of Kansas, Duke, Villanova.
It doesn't mean Purdue's not good.
How does it mean Purdue's not good?
The brothers, we don't go to Purdue. They'll only Chris. If you can name me one good player that had a great career from Purdue, I will give you $100, an extra from the money I owe you. If you can name one player,
Purdue is 13-12. Purdue is 13-12.
A good NBA career. If you can name one person.
About Trayvon Williams.
He meant NBA.
Oh.
I meant NBA Einstein. Only one player I could think of, and he wasn't even that good, was Brad Miller.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody.
Exactly.
But NBA success is not what makes a program.
That could lead to.
No.
Chris,
This is not college basketball. This is not the topic of this podcast.
Let's
We're
be
way off track.
real.
But we could debate this for a long time. But that is not what makes a program.
Hey, what's the episode? What is the here's the thing. What's the ultimate goal in the college program for basketball? What's the ultimate goal? We know this. Much as you do, much as I do. What to do after?
For most people, that is not the goal.
For majority of people, it's the goal. But Adam, what's on the show today?
All right, guys. It's supposed to start a show.
I had to kill Chris. You brought the murder.
Giants fans like myself, I got some good news. I got some bad news. Which one do you want first?
They're both bad news for you. I'm telling you.
Here's the bad news. Here's the bad news. They lost the game.
That's a given.
But you know what the good news is?
It's not bad news, Adam. It's not bad news. It's disappointment.
Yeah, but you know what the good news is?
What?
Dave Gettleman's gone. Woo-hoo!
About time.
About time you got rid of that.
I feel bad celebrating because at this point it's just like it should have happened like what 2 years ago, a year ago. They should have hired him in the first place because I think we all can agree, guys. Dave Gettleman's tenure with the Giants was
he was a joke.
A D at best.
No, he was a joke. He was a joke.
Michael, I agree. I mean, yes, he did some good things. Like
name one good thing he did.
He traded. I like some of the. I like the movie. Some of the things he did in the draft this year. But aside from that, like name me like the real special movies made. Like as a Joe Manager, name me the special movie you made. You gave rid of
your best wide receiver. You gave away your best wide receiver.
That's one. That's the one mistake he's made. He said he was going to fix the offensive line. He hasn't. He said he was going to find some franchise quarterback. So far, he hasn't. I mean, we'll see what happens with Daniel Jones going to 2022. But
y'all need to fight. Y'all need to go for Wilson, which I think that's not happening.
I mean, you know my opinion. I'm all for Russell. Make a trade for Russell Wilson, but as of right now, whether or not I see that happening, I'm leaning towards no.
Adam. Yeah, he seems like he's staying in Seattle. Honestly,
I think the Russell Wilson rumors are kind of like similar to the Aaron Rodgers, where we hear all the time about, oh, he's leaving Green Bay, and then he just never leaves Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers is my pick for the MVP award this year, boys. He's my pick.
I don't even think that's a debate.
That is a debate.
How he's playing for Green Bay.
It's not close.
I think he's a douchebag for what he did with the COVID vaccine, for lying about getting the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, did you hear that one writer though?
Yeah, that dude's a clown.
I mean, say whatever you want. Say whatever you want about Aaron Rodgers and his bullshit with the vaccine. Like we've criticized him. I'm sure we've criticized him on this podcast before that, but to not vote him for MVP because of that is just like that's just not your job. Your job is to vote them based on who you think like is the most valuable player for your team.
Voting. That's like saying Scottie Pippen not a great basketball player because of his antics now. No, that's stupid. Alex, you need to raise your hand. Just talk, man. Damn.
Go ahead, Alex. You got something to say?
So my question is to you, Adam. What off-season moves do you think the Giants will do?
Okay, off-season moves. We'll do Giants off-season like about like a month from now. But what I'm glad you asked that kind of question, Alex, because now Dave Gettleman's gone. The question does become like, what do Giants do with Joe Judge? And there's so many different reports out there. First off, we had Josina Anderson of ESPN, who's very, very credible when it comes to the Giants. I mean, can you guys remember the last time Josina Anderson has been wrong about a report with the Giants?
Not since in this decade or in this.
Literally, just in general.
Let's just be realistic, buddy. Giants haven't been decent since. When was the last time they made the playoffs? It was 2015, right?
2016. The 2016 season. 2016.
No, weren't they a wild card?
They were a wild card that year.
And they lost, right?
Yeah. And they lost
about-
to Green Bay. They lost to Green Bay. But
Two of my
Josiah
favorite
Anderson
bad
is
teams-
saying
hold
that
up.
is reporting that the Giants Joe Judge is staying per league source. Like that was the report when I first came out. But
Hold up,
apparently
I got something to say about my favorite math teacher. Hold up, that was the Giants. To Miss Kinlan.
Do me a
Hold
favor,
up.
Michael. Let me just do all the reporting, and then you could give your take.
Yeah,
or
I got
just do-
something to say about Giants fans.
Okay, you could give it John's like. Apparently, like she was supporting that they, Giant. Apparently, but apparently, Justin Anderson was supporting that Joe Judge was staying. But then now we get the reports that Joe Judge is currently meeting like tonight with Giants ownership, John Mayer and Steve Tisch, and he was proposing like reasons why he should stay, and he was supposedly as far as having it like to promote Kevin Abrams to general manager, which you've heard me on this podcast say it before. I want no part of like Kevin Abrams or anyone for the Giants like hiring in house. So and that was the report that he was trying to get Kevin Abrams, but we do have. Did you guys see support from Paul Schwartz of the New York Post?
No, I haven't.
It said, here's what Paul Schwartz had to say, like on Twitter, quote, regarding the Giants general manager, Kevin Abrams is not considered to be a candidate. Which means like, which ultimately what I'm taking away from all these reports is that even if Joe Judge if Joe Judge's case is like if Joe Judge is trying to plead with ownership to for them to like promote Kevin Abrams, then it's obviously not working. Which let me just give my take on this right now. Like, I'm not necessarily mad if the Giants. I won't necessarily be mad if the Giants decide to just bring back Judge for one more year. Gun to my head, would I keep him or I go? I believe I would like let him go. Personally, I would let him go. But if they do decide to bring him back, like to me, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. I'm more concerned about what they do with general manager, honestly. Because I said before, if they go in-house and they go Kevin Abrams, which thankfully it's looking like they're not going to do, then really then it just shows that it basically just shows that they're running it back in like 2022. And honestly, guys, how are the Giants going to sell their fan base on that? They are not going to be able to sell their fan base on that. So you guys know what I want to do. I would say before, they need to clean house. I said before, they need to clean house. They need to bring in a fresh voice from outside the organization, like whether George Judge comes back or not. They need to bring a fresh voice from outside the organization.
I vote Adam Grisani for head coach for the Giants.
Honestly, guys, I don't know if you agree. If you compare me to the past 3 head coaches, it would be hard for me to do worse.
You want it?
Chris, do you agree? Alex, do you agree? It would be hard for me to do worse.
It would be tough for you to do worse.
Adam, you have Adam. That means if you become the head coach, me, Chris, and Alex get free tickets, right?
You all get free tickets.
I think me and Alex will be cursing up the Giants storm.
Well, I might have to not give Alex free tickets. He's the only one I might not give free tickets to because he's an Eagles fan and he'd probably just burn them. That's why Michael wouldn't get tickets now because he's a Jets and Cowboys fan. He would probably burn them too.
Since you're my boy, I'll be happy, man. Shit.
Okay, I trust you. Alex, can I trust you?
Yeah, I think you probably have more trust in me than Mike.
I know Adam.
All right. How about this? Let's say I do become head coach of the Giants. Like, Chris, let's say this happens. Let's say I do become head coach of the Giants, and they offer me to give me season tickets to one person, like as to be either Alex or Mike. Who should I trust more?
Oh, that's tough. It's tough because Alex is more of a hater, but Mike's more obnoxious with it.
Exactly.
I feel like that's the way.
Yo,
I would probably just give them to my girlfriend's dad.
Yeah,
probably.
just either of them would be ideal.
Yo,
I was just
how
gonna
would I
like
be
over that and
obnoxious?
say F
How
y'all.
the hell would I be obnoxious with it? You better bring it, white boy. You better bring it back. Right?
Oh, you'll be obnoxious. Oh, dude, I can't wait for NFL prediction episode. Playoff predictions, dude.
Oh, well,
Mike
yeah,
is not
We're
gonna-
doing it tonight. We have
No,
to. We
it's-
have to.
Well,
It's next
if
one.
we did tonight, this would be like a 2.5 hour
Yeah.
episode, which we
Because
can't
that
do.
next episode will be basically just a couple topics and then that.
All right, Adam. What's on the agenda, brother? We didn't talk.
I mean, it's okay. As far as like NFL, speaking of like all this NFL coaching stuff, like we've debated Judge Dave Gettleman. There was one more part. There's one firing that really caught my attention, guys. And guys, I think you could take an easy guess as to what it was.
Oh, it was like
You know what it is.
I know
right,
what
Chris?
it is. Yeah,
Michael, do you know what it is?
Yes.
Alex, do you know what it is? The firing that caught my attention. All right, guys, who wants to go first to take a guess? Yeah, all of you guess at the same time.
On three.
1, 2, 3.
Brian Flores.
Ding, ding,
Brian
ding,
Flores.
ding, 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 ding. Congratulations,
Flores.
guys. You are all big winners. You win prizes of absolutely nothing.
Oh, great! I should have said Urban Meyer then if I was again the prime.
Don't insult Brian Flores like that. Unlike Urban Meyer, Brian Flores is actually good at his job. But yeah, that firing, guys. That firing was just
was shocking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
what
I
are
didn't even
the
see
Miami
it.
Dolphins doing? What are the
Doug-
Miami Dolphins doing? I mean, this guy, he took them to the playoffs last year. He took them to a 10-6 record. Yes, they got off to like what was a 1-7 start, I believe.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the season, they lost like what, one game, finished 9-8, just
Yeah,
barely
9-8.
missed the postseason, and they let him go. It just makes no sense to me. It makes, from whatever perspective you want to look at, from a football perspective, like the only possible way like I could possibly see this making sense is if they somehow believe that Jim Harbaugh is gonna go there. But even then,
yeah.
can you
Flores is a better
legitimately
coach.
say that Jim
No.
Harbaugh would be an upgrade over Brian Flores?
No, whoever they get, it's not about. I hate the mindset, but it's not about the better coach. It's just the GM basically just chose Tua over the coach, is what I'm gathering from what I've read. That's what it sounds like is going on, because Flores was never a big Tua guy,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the gist of it. The GM's kind of. I don't know if it was the GM or head coach, and they decided to go with Tua.
I
And
also
that
heard
could have very
reports
interesting
that
development.
remember all those like Watson to Miami rumors? Apparently, like Flores wanted Watson.
Yeah, and apparently Watson wanted him, but though that's probably some truth to it, but it'll be interesting to see. Flores should get another job.
I do think he should. I do think he should.
Yeah. It's just a lot of these teams with young quarterbacks will want a kind of a quarterback coach. So that kind of limits him from a few. But a spot like Denver, I could see him ending up, because they've really been known to. That's not something they look for in coaches, unless they switch their mold, which I don't see them doing drastically. He would be a good fit there. Minnesota's an interesting one.
Sorry, Chris, you can finish.
I'd say, it'll be interesting, but I think Denver and Minnesota would be good fits with, kind of based off. Maybe the Vikings would need good offensive coordinator, because there's a few really good offensive minds in the coaching ranks. So those guys will always get the fame, and they're talked about. Like Byron Leftwich and Kellen Moore are probably the two top coaching candidates from that perspective. Harbaugh's a big name too, but like with these young coaches and young quarterback gurus, these teams with young quarterbacks are trying to build could go there.
Yeah.
But Flores should get another job.
He should. He absolutely should. If he doesn't get another job, that would be just
no.
It
And
would
if he
be a
does, then it'll
travesty.
be a year, and then he'll be back. But I assume he gets one.
I
There's
think
too many for him not to.
Yeah, I think I said about me wanting Jim Harbaugh if the Giants move on from Joe Judge. If the Giants do move on from Joe Judge, I think definitely Brian Flores would be a guy that I would want to be a head coach of the Giants. I don't think it would necessarily happen, but if there are Giants, I think Brian Flores is a guy you have to at least consider.
So many of these teams, they just over prioritize. Because you want to get a coach who can fit with your quarterback, and because that's your most important position, whatever. Yeah, but Brian Flores changed the culture in Miami. Not even just the wins and losses, just how they played. They played tough football, and they were a really good team. Even besides the fact they turned it around this season. Last season, what they did, they went 10-6. They nearly made the playoffs. It's just back-to-back years winning records. It's with that roster, you can't get fired for that. I don't like the reasons they have. You want if they really like Tua this much. I disagree. I don't think Tua is very good, but it's just I just disagree. Honestly, I can't go too deep because I don't know what's going on in the locker room or anything. Yeah. But it seems like everyone loves them.
If they chose Tua over Brian Flores, then they better be right about Tua.
Oh, they have to be.
Yeah, because here's the thing about Tua is that he's this is his second year, and he's shown flashes, but has he shown anything that would you believe that he's gonna be anywhere near the level of a Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert?
No, not even close. He was barely shown he's a starter in the league. This is a decision that could set them back for 5 plus years.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you got to think, if Tua is not the guy, it immediately makes the next coach fail.
Exactly.
One coach is at least a failure, and then the second coach who tries to come in and clean up after that likely fails as well. So you're thinking 3 or 4 years at least before they rebound from this. If Tua is not the guy,
be a great college football player. But it's different when you hit the big lights. There's players that can adjust to it.
You can finish, but just so you know, I'm so glad you're bringing this up. Go ahead.
Good point.
Are you finished, Michael?
Now I'm keep going. It's just they had high hopes for Tua in college. Don't get me wrong. You had probably the greatest college coach in college history to coach you. We all agree, boys. Nick Saban is probably the greatest college coach to probably ever coach college football. We can all agree to that.
I can't think of anyone better.
Yeah, he's better.
He is the greatest. But however, you have Nick Saban who coached you, but all of Alabama. But here's the thing: I was saying Tua was overrated in college, and Chris can probably agree with that.
Yeah, it's just that Bama offense was just nasty.
Yeah, I agree.
The receiving core is just insane.
Between Tua and Herbert, I've always kind of leaned towards Herbert.
Here's the thing about Tua.
I felt like most people did as a pro prospect.
Yeah, I think because Tua had that family background. That's he's family oriented. Boom, we're going to draft him. I think Tua in that draft class, they had Burrows. They had who else was in that draft class? Chris, who's in that draft class?
It was Burrow, Tua, and Hubbard, wasn't it?
Lawrence was in the year after.
Yeah, Lawrence
was after. But I'm telling you, man, that Burrows draft, but Burrows was a problem. We all gonna admit.
Oh, Joe Burrow's excellent. Joe Burrow's excellent.
He's the future of the NFL. We all could agree.
Guys, right now, who's better, Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Oh, but
Herbert right now, but Chris, would you be shocked if Burrow starts to narrow?
Are you talking about longevity?
No.
Or are you talking about?
They're both extremely tough.
I'm gonna say Burrows now. I forgot.
I would say Herbert. All
right, we're talking about their whole career.
No,
are we talking about
I'm
their
thinking
whole
based
career?
off right now,
or just right now.
Right now, I
thought you meant their whole career. I'll go with Burrows, man. I still believe in Burrows. I still believe in him. So
no, it's fair.
I think because he turned a crappy Bengals team that hasn't done well since they had T.O. and Chad Ochocinco. So he's turned that team upside down. So
he's been
nice. Yeah, but Michael, getting back to what you say about college quarterbacks, I mean, it just shows you with Tua, like, how often we see like great college quarterbacks like basically flame out in the NFL. I mean, Tua hasn't like quote, unquote,
we all
per se, but
Tim
Tebow look at the list. Look at the list. Look at Dwayne Haskins, who was a monster in college for Ohio State, flamed down in the NFL. The starting even more so. Look at the starting quarterback week 17 for the New York Giants, Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm was a beast at Georgia, right, guys? He was a beast at Georgia, and he comes to the NFL. He can barely complete a pass. Yeah, it just shows you that like how like different like college is like from the pros.
Yeah, it's just a different level.
And it just shows you that you can't really like judge these guys based on strictly college success.
Yo, guys, sorry to interrupt, but we got a good college football game right now, man.
Oh yeah,
Georgia just took the lead.
We're currently watching the national championship game. We're gonna be talking about it, like once it's over and Mike finishes his hot take. But as of right now, it's 19-18 Georgia with a little over 7 minutes to go.
Yo, we got a ball game, boys. We got a ball game.
We're gonna be reacting to this as the podcast goes on, so this is gonna be fun.
So to our fans, we are so sorry for us being a little rude. To our viewers, we apologize.
Nah, I think our viewers are gonna be entertained.
Go
ahead, Alex.
My friend who is on the TCNJ football team is currently watching at a sports restaurant at Alabama campus.
Ooh, nice. At Alabama campus, yeah. That's good for him.
Okay. Go, Dogs, go. Georgia on my mind. I'm in my Ray Charles state of mind, boys. I'm on my Ray Charles state of mind. I want Georgia. Georgia is going to win tonight. Go, Dogs, go.
All right. Before we get to Mike's hot take, I wanted to talk a little bit about these past games we saw at NFL Week 18. If two in particular got basically shook up NFL Week 18. Number one, that Steelers-Ravens game. That was like
Sam, if you're watching this show,
yeah, okay. Can someone check in on us? Check in on Sam for us. I tried calling him, but he wouldn't answer.
He won't. If you won't,
he's probably mad at all of us.
He's not going to answer to Chris because him and Chris.
No. I think Alex, were you trash talking him a little bit?
Alex was.
Alex, I think you probably pissed him off to the point where he's not going to talk to any of us. Thank you, Alex.
If Alex messaged me during a game like that,
I was trying to.
I would have blocked Alex. I would have blocked Alex.
He's like, "Fuck you."
With Alex for over 6 years. Think about Alex, especially if your team is losing. This mother effer will let you have it.
It would have been an instant block if he messaged me like that. I
would have been. I've been like, I'm going that crap out of him. I'm a douchebag. I should know that by now. I'll flip the switch.
Man. All right. In spite of that, we all still love you. We all still love you.
Hey, yo, Chris secretly hates me. Chris has a shrine, which is death on me.
It's all good.
Chris, do you secretly have a picture of Micah Cunningham? You're throwing dots at it?
Oh, not yet.
Not yet. He hasn't ruled it out, Michael.
I know. Chris secretly hates me, yo. Chris secretly hates me. He was deaf on me.
Alex, do you have a picture of you throwing darts at him?
I don't.
Okay. You're not the type of guy that would like do that type of.
Right,
before we get to Mike's hot take, again, like that Steelers Ravens game is just like it was crazy, and then like the Steelers win the game, and then they think they're in. Steelers fans think like, oh, we're in because all we need was a Chargers because all they needed was either the Chargers or the Raiders to win. So you figured, or both those teams face off against each other, like one of them was going to win, right? And then Justin Herbert takes his team downfield to tie the game. I mean, I said before, how good has Justin Herbert been, guys?
Great.
He's been really good.
I mean, I think right now he's kind of like in that tier 2 range, but
yeah.
Chris, would you be surprised if as time goes on, like Herbert starts to move to that tier 1 category?
Oh, he definitely could. And he's honestly been playing like it, but at the end of the day, no matter the results, you have to win to be considered in that elite class.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, that also obviously wasn't his fault per se, but
like he was big time down the stretch to get them back in a position to win the game, but they just couldn't.
And the one thing I will give Dave Gettleman credit on, Dave Gettleman wanted Justin Herbert. He wanted him back in like 2019, and that was there where he decided not to declare. I mean, just imagine an alternate universe where he declared and the Giants drafted them.
Yeah, it would have been good for 2 years.
Man. Don't tease me. But then probably in that same alternate universe, the Nets would have Kyrie, KD, and Harden. So of the two, I'd rather have Kyrie, KD, and Harden. But getting back to that, I mean that Raiders game. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but once the game reached overtime, I was kind of hoping this is just like a fan. Like they obviously the teams weren't gonna do this, but once they got to overtime, I was hoping that both sides, because if they did tie, the Steelers would have been eliminated, and both the Chargers and the Raiders would have been in the playoffs. I was kind of hoping that it just reached some sort of gentleman's agreement, and they both just kneeled out the entire overtime.
Dude, no, that whole overtime was just wild.
I challenge any of you to disagree with me on this. So as of right now, that was the best game of the whole year.
No, that was the best game I've ever seen in my life. That was probably the best football game.
The best regular season game I've ever seen.
Same. We all could agree. It was that good.
Chiefs Rams was close, but with this had way bigger stakes, so I'd give this one the nod.
And this game went to the whole yard in overtime. You guys never seen that. Like it went to the wire in overtime, boys. That was like
so much more on the line because it didn't just affect these two; it affected Pittsburgh. And it was the last game of the season, like the stakes and just how good it was. Like
man, guys, that game had blood, sweat, tears. It made us believe in football. And a good Cowboys win against the Eagles too.
We'll talk about them next episode. All right, Michael.
No, can I just say
that game didn't matter.
Exactly, that game didn't really matter.
Mike, you can't really talk that much shit because you guys played a bench.
We got excuses.
Relax, both your teams are going to lose the next weekend, home. So you guys can relax.
Yeah, you're both going to lose next weekend. You're both going to lose next weekend.
We are at home. We're not losing in Dallas. Are you nuts?
We'll make up predictions.
We are in Dallas, Texas, the home of football, baby.
You act like anybody's scared to go to Dallas in the playoffs.
Nobody could win in Dallas. Only one team that beat us, and it was the Packers. Because of Aaron freaking Rodgers, who is the GOAT.
Mike, listen to me. This is the end of discussion. 49ers will win by 10.
Oh, bold prediction.
Sorry to our viewers. I'm sorry to say that Alex Rich is on drugs right now for saying stupidity like this.
Yeah, but
this is a surge announcement. Kids, don't do drugs. That's all I'm saying.
Guys, speaking of that gentleman's agreement I mentioned, it looked like late that was going to happen. It looked like late that was going to happen. They were running out of the clock, and then we got to touch on the elephant in the room that I'm out by Brandon Stanley. That was just. I mean, they said after the game, the Chargers said after the game, I forget who it was, but they said that the Rays, they said that they were going for the tie. at that point they were playing.
I don't know. I don't
know if I believe it. But
they weren't playing for it, but it was a possibility.
Like it was a possibility.
I don't think the timeout changed anything, in my opinion, because sorry to interrupt, but if they don't get that first down, they would have just nailed it. They weren't going to attempt a 60-yarder to win it. They would just took the tie. But they got 10 yards on that third down. So like they got to like a 46-yard field goal or whatever.
Yeah,
so
that was the thing that caused
that. The bigger issue, they couldn't get that stop on third down, not the time.
And I remember that play. It was like they had him they had the Chargers defense. They had him, and
they
then
did. They were in a good spot, and they just couldn't get him down.
And if they take him out there, then they probably kneel and the game's over.
Yep.
Yeah, so I agree. I think that will take also. I still don't agree with them on the timeout there. I still think it was a bad decision, but
yeah, I don't love it. But I mean, he didn't like the personnel they had on the field. So if he thinks what they did improved their chances to get stopped, it is what it is. Because they had 2 timeouts to use, and they weren't going to use them both. So he felt that was their best chance to get a stop.
Oh, did you see what Justin Herbert he said on the sideline, or at least people thought he said?
I saw that. He definitely
he said that I've never wanted to I want to take game into a time my whole life. I feel like that's like everyone watching that game.
Yeah,
it's like normally football fans, we dread like seeing ties. That was probably like the only time, like probably one of like 5 times in our lifetime we're ever gonna watch a game rooting for a tie.
Oh, I didn't want the tie. I didn't want the Chargers in the playoffs. Missed me with Herbert coming to Arrowhead. Break my heart.
Oh yeah. Okay, Chris, I see how it is.
It's not personal, but much rather have Big Ben coming next weekend.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
no disrespect.
So you can send him to the retirement home.
Yeah. If we can't beat Big Ben next week,
we can't beat the corpse of Big Ben, then you're gonna be in trouble.
The problems we got.
Chris.
What?
All I can say is let's go Steel City.
Okay.
What? Oh man, I might have to put you in the waiting room just for that, Alex.
It's fine. We're rooting for Tom Brady. The Bucs are gonna beat the Eagles by like 50.
What?
Adam, my dad is from Pittsburgh.
Okay, I see how it is. But could you imagine being a Steelers fan watching that game? You just beat the Ravens. You think you got the playoffs, and then like you have to come down to a wire where the one once in a million outcome that would cost you a playoff spot is on the verge of coming true. Could you imagine being a Steelers fan watching that game? I was literally texting my friend who from college who's a Steelers fan, and I was just like, I was just texting him like, "Are you all right?" And then he sent me a link to Twitter after the game was over of like SpongeBob meme where you're like, "Phew." Yeah, but I mean, great end to the regular season.
Oh, we do one. I feel like we need to discuss one other game real quick, and that is the fact that go ahead, Mike.
I have a question for Alex. You said the Eagles have a chance to beat the Buccaneers?
Yes, they do.
Were you drop at birth if you really think that's going to happen? Let's be real.
Hey. Remember when you told me in high school the Giants didn't stand a chance against the Packers?
But Adam, you have Tom Brady with the Bucs, who is on a different level of football. Let's be realistic.
Like Aaron Rodgers and the 15-1 Packers were like some slouches.
Adam, you have Tom Brady. Chris, Tom Brady never
Michael, just
lost.
so you know, the more you talk, the more we postpone your hot take, just so you know.
Okay, just saying. I'm just saying Tom Brady is on a different level of quarterback.
All right, but sorry, Chris, you wanted to mention what was the game you wanted to mention?
Because we are talking Steelers getting in the playoffs, but we didn't discuss one game that had to happen to give them a chance, and that is the fact that I don't know how Carson went to Jacksonville and put up an all-time pathetic performance. Like
Oh
the
my
whole Colts
God.
organization should be
Just like
Right?
one of my
It's
friends
pathetic.
from college was a Steelers fan. Another friend like college is a Colts fan, and
just
long story
pathetic.
short, he wasn't happy.
Pathetic. The whole Carson Wentz is gonna get all the blame, which he was terrible.
I mean, he was.
like,
I mean, he
they
deserved
couldn't-
all,
they
but like,
couldn't
he was
run the
Carson
ball.
Wentz is a
terrible.
great
The O-line
quarterback.
wasn't
I've been
good.
saying this for years.
defensive
Carson
line was
Wentz
bad.
is overrated.
I mean,
He's
Carson,
not that good.
he's
I agree.
He's
I
an
agree.
average quarterback, and that's
He's a-
what
he's
I,
a-
he,
he's
he
an
was
average
solid
hyping
season.
him up. Especially this guy up to my right of my screen was been hyping this dude up for years.
He was.
saying he's
I mean,
the
he was
greatest
better
quarterback.
in Philly. He
I
had
think
that,
Carson
his one
Wentz.
year, he was
We're
pretty
gonna
good.
look. We're gonna look back at Carson
was a
Wentz
good-
as the
he's a
as
good
one of the.
quarter-
I
he's
think
not
I feel like
Amazing.
we're gonna look back at Carson Wentz as one of the biggest like what happened stories in like in sports.
He'll be interesting.
Don't
But I
get me
mean,
wrong.
he was
Just
clearly
like
good
the
enough
main
to see.
reason
He's
why
still gonna
they
be a
won-
starter.
He's good enough to be a starter, but he's like in 2018. Like if he is healthy, he would have been the MVP.
Yeah, if he
In
doesn't get hurt,
2017, if
He
he was
should
healthy,
have
he
been
was
the
healthy, he would have
MVP.
been the
if he
MVP.
didn't get hurt, for sure he would have been. Like, it's wild. But I mean,
Yo,
like
but
he's
give
the
Nick
Colts
Foles
should just
credit.
be
Nick Foles
embarrassed.
saved Wentz's career, saved the Eagles that year. We all could agree.
He did. No,
And I
he let
hate
him.
the
He was
Eagles.
big time.
That Foles was the main reason. I don't know why they let Foles go in the first place. I would have let Foles go instead of Wentz. I would let Wentz go instead of Foles.
Foles isn't any good.
Foles was good in Philly.
He had like
Let's
a
be
year or
real.
two.
In Philly, that's it.
Foles
In
was
Philly,
bad
that's
for
it.
most. Foles was not a good player for most of his career.
Foles
Okay.
is honestly Nick Foles is honestly just Trent Dilfer.
See it.
Yeah, but yeah, that game, like, it does show though. It does show though. I mean, to all the fans out there that were writing off Trevor Lawrence after their rookie year, pump the brakes. This guy, that
see.
performance that showed that
He was really good.
I still think Trevor Lawrence was going to be a stud. I mean, we'll see if like Jacksonville finds a way to ruin him, but I think that game shows like how good Trevor Lawrence could be.
Yep. And
I feel like one of the big seasons going into next year, a lot of people are going to be looking at that's going to be a big storyline to watch. Is Trevor Lawrence heading to his sophomore year? That's gonna be a big thing to watch. All right, guys. Any final thoughts on the NFL Week 18 or the coaching stuff?
Nope.
All right, guys. Now we gotta move on to the segment. By the way, guys, it's right now 26-18 Georgia with just over a minute to go left in the college
Go
football national
dogs,
championship.
go dogs, go.
But right now we gotta move on to the segment of the show that is like Justin Herbert lasers, Mike's hot take. Mike Cunningham, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just got two things to say. He's back.
Who's back?
Chris, NBA fans, I only got one thing to say. He's back.
Kyrie.
No. 2 years of not playing. My
Just had to
boy,
troll you.
Klay Thompson. Man, and I love Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is one of my favorite players to watch. Man, like I might even know. I got mad respect for the Warriors. Pick shit. Oh, sorry. But Klay Thompson, who is the second best 3-point shooter probably in the basketball game history, and there's been a bunch of 3-point shooters. We got Pistol Pete, we had Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, and Steph Curry. Klay Thompson is a stud. We all know that. You guys saw he had some bounce from his injury. You know what I'm saying, boys? He had some bounce.
Want to hear my analogy with Klay Thompson?
What's your analogy?
I think Klay Thompson is the Giancarlo Stanton of basketball. In this way,
No,
like, Klay Thompson. He's the type of player that he's obviously a great player. Like they're both great players, but when they get hot, there's like no stopping them. Like we see how good when Giancarlo Stanton gets hot, you can't pitch him. You can't pitch him. But when Klay Thompson gets hot, like you can't stop him. You can't stop him. He's like making like like we saw that happen with in Game 6 back in like the Western Conference Finals of 2016. We saw it. What game was it? Like we saw it like one of those playoff games where
it was the Western Conference Finals, Game 6 against the Thunder.
That was one of the games that I thought about, but there was another game where he just got crazy.
He played
hot.
great. He had 62 points in 3 quarters. He had 43 points in 4 dribbles.
60 points in 3 quarters. When Klay Thompson gets hot, like there's no stopping him. There's no stopping him.
He's
unconscious from 3.
He also had 62 points in 30 minutes, I believe. Klay Thompson's a great player, honestly. Honestly, boys, he's been playing great, but I think the Warriors have the second best record in the West. It's neck and neck between them and Phoenix. You got Steph Curry. You got the best, we all can agree to this. The Warriors are the best backcourt in the whole NBA. Name one better backcourt. You can't disagree. The Warriors.
The only one that's debatable is Harden and Kyrie. That's the only one that's
not even close. You were telling
we just gotta wait and see how Klay comes back.
Klay just played great. He just dropped 17 in 2 years.
Relax.
Klay Thompson's gonna be Klay Thompson. Let's just be realistic.
No, he's not. He's not gonna be the same.
He was only a shooter.
Take.
Yeah, it's not. He was out 2 years. You don't come back and no player's ever been out this long, came back and be the exact same player.
He could still be the same player. All he did is
KD wasn't out 2 years.
He was a pick and pop, pick and roll type of shooter. We all could agree with that.
But I think my rebuttal to that, Chris, would be like Klay Thompson's the type of player where, yes, Achilles, like the injuries may have
he's a shooter, Chris.
He never relies on his athleticism.
They're going to need him to do more than shoot.
Yeah,
it's Klay Thompson. Have you ever watched his damn career? Like all he did was shoot.
His defense is what makes him a truly elite player. I don't know if he's gonna be able to be that.
Give him time. I'm not gonna say he's gonna match.
So what he's gonna lose coming off the injury, he's not gonna lose that much. He's not gonna lose that much. I don't think he'll.
People said the same thing about Kevin Durant. People said the same thing about Kevin Durant. If you want to say he's not gonna be like peak Klay Thompson, then fine. But he's gonna be at least, I would say, at least 90%. He's going to be an all-star. You give him the next season after, he's going to be an all-star.
I can see him being an all-star.
He could be a super. Like, here's the thing. So you tell me Kevin Durant, who had the same exact
Klay was never a
injury. Superstar. Klay Thompson was a superstar. What are you talking about?
He's not a superstar. He's not a superstar.
He was.
Is Klay Thompson? Will Klay Thompson ever be the best player on a championship team?
Yeah, that's an ignorant.
Wait, Michael. Question. Okay, Klay Thompson. Do you think in any all-star time or any Euros that Klay Thompson could ever be the best player on a championship team?
He's a great player, like a top 10 player.
I agree. I'm with you.
I'll put him on any
he's a
team
really great player.
Team.
He could not lead a team to a championship.
He could, honestly.
No. I think he's one of those players where he's the perfect Robin to a Batman.
No,
he's the perfect Robin to Steph Curry's Batman.
Here's the thing: you had him, and I'm not even a Warriors fan. You had him, Durant, and Steph.
Because I think Steph and Klay. Let's say about Steph and Klay. Not only are they both excellent shooters, they're both like the two greatest shooters of all time. But they also cover each other's weaknesses. Because one of the things with Klay is that he can't really create his own shot. He really struggles to create his own shot. Steph Curry not only is not only a master creating his own shot. Like he's got some of the best handles of all time to go along with being one of the greatest shooters of all time. He's got amazing handles, but he can also create shots for others. The one deficiency that you could argue that Steph has is his defense, where he's about league average. But meanwhile, Klay Thompson, he's one of the best. He's one of the best defenders at his position.
This at the shooting guard position, that's not a really defensive position for guards usually. It's not really that good of guards that play defense at the 2 guard. We all could agree to that.
Debatable.
That's debatable.
Name one other guard that plays defense as a shooting guard. Does James Harden play in defense? We all know he don't play no defense.
James Harden, Michael Jordan was obviously an excellent.
I meant in this generation. They talking about
in this generation.
I mean, a lot of two guards are really good defenders. Are you talking like stars?
Talking about stars. I'm not talking about like an Andre Robertson type player.
I haven't seen that much, but I haven't seen that much about how is CJ McCollum defensively.
He's
not good.
He's average.
He's not.
Okay.
He's not a star anymore either.
Chris, your buffoonery is just too much.
CJ is not an all-star.
I know another one who's a no. His name just Devin Booker. That's a
Devin
no.
Booker's a one-way player.
Terrible defender, but not.
He's not terrible.
He's a one-way player, only offensive player.
It's also a tough thing because
right.
most shooting guards play the three now a lot.
Yeah, a lot of shooting.
It's hard to classify positions too.
Honestly, I think NBA has become like kind of like a 3-position sport. Like
it is.
Instead of being like 5 positions, like point guard, shooting guard, or like small forward, all that stuff. There's 3 positions, like guards, like wings, and bigs. There's three types of players.
That's basically what it is now.
Yeah, that's basically what it is
however,
now.
you consider your bigs your 4s and your 3s, your 4s and your 5s.
Yeah.
That's basically the bigs now. But
however,
teams
only do one big though too.
Yeah, teams only do one big. Yeah.
No, but some teams do 2 bigs. Like here's the thing.
Yeah.
But now
most teams either do 2 guards, 2 wings, and 1 big, or 2 guards, 1 wing, and 2 bigs.
There's no such thing as a traditional big man anymore. There's no such thing.
I agree. There's no such thing as
There's
a
still
traditional big man.
There's still a few, but yeah.
I mean, there's still some. I mean, I would.
You're telling me? Hold up, Adam. Hold up.
I kind of consider Joel Embiid to kind of be a bit of that traditional big man.
He's a stretch 5. He's a stretch 5.
You're bugging. He's not a stretch 5.
He's
a natural center.
He could
shoot 3, but I would still say he's like a natural centerman.
Einstein.
I would say Jared Allen kind of fits
in
in that traditional center mode. I would say Jared Allen kind of fits in that traditional center mode.
Who?
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen, that's a traditional center. Oh, guy, Clint Capella. There's only a few.
Clint Capella's another one.
Jonas Valanciunas is probably the best back to the basket of like traditional center type.
100%. I'll agree with you on that one. We can all agree that Karl Anthony Towns and Nikola Jokic are the 2 best stretch 5s in the league. Stretch 5s. Karl Anthony Towns is the best stretch 5. We all can agree to that.
Are you saying he's the best shooting center, or are you saying he's the best center because
best
stretch?
No, best stretch center in the league is Karl Anthony Towns.
He is the best. He is the best shooting center. I will agree.
And the best passing center, we all know who that is. No secret. Yeah. But those 2 are the best stretch 5s to play in the NBA right now. I'm not saying the best center. I'm talking about the best stretch 5.
Yeah, I don't think like. I think it's like Jokic and like Embiid. Like,
I didn't say
top 2.
I didn't say.
I would put Karl Anthony Towns at like around the 3 spot.
You guys, Adam, you just missed what I just said. I said Karl Anthony Towns is a stretch 5. Him and
I don't know
Jokic
if I would consider him a stretch 5 either.
You're not telling me Karl Anthony Towns is a stretch 5?
Cat's a stretch 5.
He's a stretch 5.
He's probably the only true stretch 5.
Yeah. Karl Anthony Towns can do it all. He can bring it up. He can shoot.
The only stud who's a stretch 5.
And that's hard. That is rare. He could. Yeah. He's like. I'm telling you guys this. I think Kevin Durant is 7 foot. We all know he's 7 foot. He's listed at 6'9", but Kevin Durant could play center if he wanted to. We all could agree to that.
Yeah.
He could be a center.
I will not agree to that.
I mean,
he could be a center.
He could occasionally. The problem is that he's just like not like thick enough. He's just not thick enough.
Dirk Nowitzki was the best stretch big man to ever play the game of basketball.
Dirk was nasty.
We all could agree to that.
I feel like if you did make KD like a stretch 5, you'd be kind of be wasting like his ball handling abilities.
You better stretch 5.
That's what makes KD like the generational talent that he is that he has the height and like wingspan of like a center. He like has the shooting and like the handles of a guard.
Yeah, KD. Let me ask y'all a question. This still goes part of my hot take. You think KD will be a great player in the 80s and 90s with the bad?
Oh, no question.
You're telling me he will make it? I think KD's too skinny to make it in that league. They beat the crap out of Jordan.
I hate these comparisons because he would just have to become a different player, and he would be.
He would just have to become.
Let's be real. I'm just saying,
like his 3-point shooting, he would be a great player in any other.
If he went in the paint with Bill Laimbeer,
stop.
Bill Laimbeer, if he would have won in the paint, they would have dragged him down.
Oh, KD would not be as like he wouldn't be as good of a player. That's like he just wouldn't be as good.
He wouldn't be as good in the
I think it would be just as good. I think it would be just as good.
Adam, watch the bad boy basketball. Then you come back to me.
KD could not handle that physicality. But,
that physicality was
hard
brutal.
to adjust.
But say you're judging players based on up errors. Like,
yeah, it's too hard.
I would think it's because
I'm telling you,
because you say, "Oh, KD wouldn't last in this era." We don't know how. Like, just because those players are bigger and tougher, they play in the tough era. That means that they would be able to transition to like this NBA.
Jordan will score 50 points in this era. We all could agree to that. Jordan was playing the air. Jordan was averaging 30 a game.
No.
Jordan was averaging 30 a game in the toughest era of the NBA. Without the hand checks, Jordan will get with all the hand check calls, Jordan will be at least scoring 40 to 50 a game. Chris, you could agree with that.
No.
I mean, he could drop 40 any given night if he wanted to, but that's just not how that
he could. But he was averaging 32. Jordan could average 40 a game easily in this era. I think
a lot of players could average 40 in this era.
I think Shaq could dominate. Shaq was. We all could agree. Shaquille O'Neal was the most dominating big man in NBA.
I think LeBron could technically like average 40 if he wanted to.
Yeah,
I'll say LeBron could make it in that era. LeBron will make it in the bad boy era.
Yeah,
I think LeBron.
That's the only player I'll say that will make it in that era from this NBA era to that era. And I love Kobe, and it will kill me to go and say this about my idol. I don't think Kobe will do well in the bad boy era. And I love Kobe. Everybody knows I love him. Love this man like a lot. I don't think my idol will do well in that bad boy era. And I love Kobe.
I don't know. It's just tough to say.
And it kills me to say that. And my dad used to watch the bad boy era. Hey, Dad, let me ask you a question about the bad boy era for the podcast. Michael, do you think the bad boy era will do well in this era of basketball? And this man's been watching, and here's why I'm going to ask my dad. He's been watching basketball for over 45 years of my life. So you tell me the bad boy era, you were a fan of the bad boys, right, Dad? Yeah. You think the bad boy era will do bad in this era nowadays? You think any player will do good in this era because of the league changing rules? Do you think that? This is part of my hot take.
It would be hard for them.
Yeah, you think it would be hard for them?
But I think they could be successful. Yes.
You heard it, boys. You heard it from a man.
I think it would be successful. I think they would.
Adam,
I think the bad boys would be successful in this era, just like I think KD would be successful in the bad boy era.
He would not. He wouldn't. Adam, KD wouldn't. KD would have to shoot jump shots. If he's getting in the paint, you have Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, or Rick Mahorn, all those bad boys. Hell no, not even close. Adam, do me a favor. Look up the bad boy era right now on your videos and tell me what you see.
Okay. I'm gonna look it up right now. All right.
See what comes up. Chris, you started having buffoonery up in here. He's gonna say every net player could survive that era. That's what he's thinking. Can Kyrie Irving survive the bad boy era?
He would survive.
Every player would be different. Like the players who were playing in the 80s and 90s, like they couldn't be the same player they were in the 80s, 90s, or they would not succeed in today's era. Like it works.
I think Jordan will succeed in this era easily.
Jordan's different. You can't use the GOAT for this argument. Like that's not. Most players in that era would have to change their game drastically to succeed now.
About Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I agree. They would have to change. KD would have to change his game.
It works both ways.
Magic Johnson will
die. And the bad boy. And I think Isaiah Thomas would have to change his game to be successful in this era.
Magic Johnson will be the same player. He's dominant.
Like he's one of a few. Yes.
I say MJ and Magic Johnson don't have to change. Shaq wouldn't have to change.
MJ wouldn't have to change much. I don't think.
What?
MJ wouldn't have to change much. I don't think.
If you said would, I was about to smack you.
I said wouldn't.
Chris, If he would have said Wood, I would have literally.
If you had said, if I said Wood, I
would.
would. You would have actually you would have had full rights to put me in the waiting room if I had said that.
If I would have said that, Adam, I would have drove to your house just to virtually smack you.
Okay.
I think me and Chris would jump fly to Kansas, from Kansas to Jersey, just to virtually smack you a couple of times.
I wanted to be.
All right, boys.
Chris, I'll give you a taste of our bagels and pizza while you're at it.
All right, guys, I got something to say. Let me ask you guys all. Alex, I want you to be a part of this question.
All right, Michael. The clock is starting to run out. Like we gotta get to the end of this national championship. So start wrapping up your hot take.
I got one more thing. Alex, this question goes to you and Adam and Chris. Do you guys think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the most leading NBA scorer of all time, the most leading man in points, how think you do Kareem, who probably made the most craziest shot in NBA history, the skyhook? How well you think Kareem would do in this era? That's my last question.
I think just like MJ and Magic, I think he would be again similar to them. That he wouldn't have to change his game much, if at all.
Let's just be real. Like the skyhook is the most dominant basketball shot of all time. We all can agree.
Oh, no doubt.
The skyhook. This guy was so good.
Speaking of like NBA players and how NBA players shoot threes, could you imagine Kareem doing skyhook threes?
I think he can make 4 in a row. Let's be realistic.
If we ever get an NBA player that could do skyhook threes, it's over.
They're the greatest basketball player of all time.
It's over.
All right, that's the end of my hot take, boys.
All right. Who wants to go first? I mean, I'll go first. Yeah, I mean, you were kind of losing me towards the end where you were taking, KD wouldn't be able to do well in like the bad boy era.
He wouldn't. Let's just be realistic.
He would, just like I think the bad boy Pistons and all those other players would do well in this era. I think
you don't know what you're talking about.
I think truly great players will truly find a way to be great no matter where. So I'm going to disagree with you that era. So I was tempted to vote no there, but Michael, I agree with a lot of what you said about Klay Thompson. I think he is just like, I think his return, like the Warriors right now, I think they're right now the favorites to win the West. I think that right now they're the favorites to come out of the West side. Clay's back, and I liked a lot what you said about like comparing eras. It was great, and I really like the cameo you had. Bringing your dad here. By the way, Mr. Cunningham, if you're, I say we at the Game Podcast say hello. But so I really like that. So Michael, I was debating voting no, but you know what, Michael, I'm gonna vote yes on this one.
Yeah, my dad's saying in my butt. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny. All right, Chris, you're up.
All right. Well,
if you vote no, I may have to change my vote.
Well, he had a lot. There's some good discussion, and I agreed with most of what he said, but he really rambled on, and I really hate the comparisons between eras like this because it's just impossible to do. And let me finish. But also love Mike interrupting me. Definitely sways me in the right direction. But it's just so hard because like the player style is completely different, and like players trained all their lives to perform in this NBA, not 40 years ago in the more physical era. So it's like that aspect, but like it's just, I do agree with most of what he said about like Klay Thompson coming back. And even though you do overrate him a little bit, but there's a lot of stuff that he said was correct. So I'll go ahead and approve it.
Okay. All right, Alex. This is just a term where it's gonna be unanimous or not, but go ahead.
I agree.
Okay, Michael. Congratulations. Your hot take is unanimous. Your record is now, what was it? 58 approvals and only 7 disapprovals.
Put some respect on my.
I think here's the thing I've learned about Mike's hot takes, guys. I don't know if he agrees. Usually, Michael's hot takes are fire, and that shows with his record. But you look at those 7 losses; it just proves When Mike's hot takes are bad, they are bad.
Really bad.
Chris, I think you'd agree there. Like they're usually
Some of
good
them
most of the
are
time. When they're
atrocious.
bad, they're bad.
No, some of the things you guys don't agree with.
No, some of them are atrocious.
What was the most atrocious hot take I ever did?
Do I need to start listing? Do we need to start listing?
Yes.
I don't even.
I would love to,
I
but
get
we
those
gotta
out
get
of
to
my
this
brain.
national championship game, guys. Breaking news.
Georgia.
Congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs. They defeat the Alabama Crimson Tide 33-18 in the national
Kirby Smart
championship.
was one of the rare coaches to win at his alma mater, boys. Alma mater. He went to the University of Georgia, and he coached at University of Georgia to win at his University of Georgia. To go to your alma mater where you played football and coached there, boys, that's real.
Yeah.
That guy's impressive.
You win to the school you went to, and then you coach there and win the biggest football award of all time. And let's put some respect on Georgia. Chris, I know you're gonna hate me for saying this. Dogs up. Oh, that's the wrong Dogs team. That's you, Dub. My fault.
I don't care.
Go Dogs, go. Go Dogs, go. Go Dogs, go. Now I want a hot dog. As Lee Corso would say, you hear, listen, sweetheart, give me that bulldog. Adam, this is probably the greatest college football game I've ever seen in my life in the last 2 years.
Last 2 years is not saying much.
No, the SEC is the most dominant.
Oh, hands down. I don't think there's no debate there. The SEC
The two
is
best,
just unreal.
it's the Big 12 and the SEC are the best college football.
Even that, I don't think it's really close between the Big 12 and
close.
SEC.
Now, the SEC, you have Georgia, you have Alabama, you have LSU. But just remember, guys, there's two SEC conferences. There's SEC 1 and there's SEC 2 for college football. My friend.
I mean, no one's close, but you brought the Big 12. I would actually argue that the Big 10 is closer to SEC than the Big 12.
Here's the thing I got to say about the Big 12. You have Oklahoma. You have Kansas. You have oh, shut up, Chris. Chris got so hyped when I said Kansas. But you have you have Baylor. You guys, it's Baylor in the SEC or the Big 12?
Baylor's Big 12.
Yeah, Baylor's Big 12, but even then, there's just
but here's the thing. We all
the Big 12 has Oklahoma. Big 10 has Ohio State, Michigan, and Purdue.
Who gives a fuck about Purdue football? They trash.
And Penn State. That's
screw Penn State. I'm kidding. I just want to see Alex's reaction.
No, it's close between those two.
Penn State's a good school, though. No, but here's the thing. College football, we all could agree, it's the most exciting thing to watch.
Michigan State. I forgot to mention them.
But we all could agree, boys, that college football on a Saturday is the best thing to do on a Saturday, a whole Saturday. We can all agree. That's what 3 out of 4 of us do. We watch college game day to start it off. Because I know, Chris, you watch game day. Alex, you watch game day. And you know yours truly watches game day.
I'm the only one here who doesn't.
I don't.
Adam, you got to watch game day.
It's great. It's just
I didn't watch it much this year.
Nah, but you got game day. You watch all the football games.
I usually don't wake up in time to watch it because Saturday's usually the day I sleep in.
Sleep in. You wake up. You watch them make their picks. Maybe
you watch
the
picks.
Chris, you just nailed it on the head. You nailed it on the head.
I don't need to wake up at 8 a.m. and watch them talk about whatever they're blabbing about, the biggest news.
This is what they do for game day. We all could agree. They talk about 3 hours. What's the teams you got to worry about? What's the biggest story? And then we all watch the guest picks. That's what we do. It's basically 3 hours. It's like 2 hours and 50 minutes of bullshit. We all could agree to that.
Thanks.
And then at the end of the 10 minutes, that's the favorite part. And I go and I get my Lee Corso on. You know what I'm saying? but we all could agree that college game day is better than Big 12 kickoff. Big
noon kickoff.
Big noon kickoff.
I think it's what they call it. I don't know.
Yeah. So Adam, what is your favorite college football team besides Rutgers? Chris is KU. Alex is
I mean, Rutgers is obviously my favorite.
Rutgers
is obviously my favorite. I mean,
wait, who's your?
If we talk about college football team, then I would have. I don't know. They obviously don't. I mean, they're not Division I, but Montclair State.
I like Georgia and I like Michigan.
Oh yeah.
But I like.
I'm starting to kind of like become a little bit of a Michigan fan too, because for a couple of reasons. Number one, Derek Jeter was almost at Michigan, and number two, the Hughes brothers, Jack Hughes, Luke Hughes, and Quinn Hughes all were at Michigan. Well, Jack wasn't, but the other two were. And Jack is a Michigan fan.
The reason why I like Michigan for two reasons. My good friend Jabril Peppers. And two, that big house stadium, that arena is nuts. And I've been to the Beaver Stadium before. My sister, Jennifer, we shout you out, love you, sis, went to Penn State. Wow. Probably the greatest chief, in my opinion, defensive chief. Chris will put some respect on his name. Tamba Hali, who is a great defender, who is a great friend of my family. Tamba Hali. Tamba, if you're watching, man, you got to join our show for an episode, Tamba. Please join an episode. But all seriousness, boys, this was a great year for college football. But there is no good quarterbacks in this whole entire football, in the college football.
Oh, yeah, this is probably going to be like, though, I will say, though, it's easy to say that, none of these quarterbacks are going to be, you say, this is a weak quarterback draft class. I don't know about you guys. A couple of these guys could surprise. I don't know.
It's more of a defensive. This more of a defensive draft.
But we have seen quarterback classes that we thought were weak. Surprise for Chris. I don't know if you guys. I mean, I could be wrong on this, but the 2017 class I remember wasn't really that hype. And then right now you could argue it's the best quarterback class of that we've seen in a while.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't super hype, but there was definitely a couple. Deshaun Watson was a big time.
I mean, there's hype surrounding him, but he fell all the way to 12. Same thing with Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, Watson had a decent amount of hype. I mean, that wasn't a crazy class coming into it.
What was the best? Let me ask you guys all a question. What was the greatest quarterback class of all time?
That one.
I don't know. How are we judging this? Are we judging it based off NFL success or
both college success and NFL success? I say the best college success. I gotta say Tim Tebow's class with him, McCoy, and who's the other one? I think
not sure. Oh,
that was a great class.
Oh, but like that? Or are you talking like of the NFL prospect?
No, I'm talking about both with college success and
NFL.
Well,
talk about that. I mean, and you're using Tim Tebow as an NFL example. I'm sorry.
And NFL's your best in that.
I say for college one, it was Tim Tebow's draft class.
Yeah.
If we're
talking as prospects, it's.
If you talk about college,
I would think more like how they translate. Yeah.
But however, the best draft class.
Was it? I think the best one was the 1985 one. I think. Or no, it was a couple of years earlier. I think. I think that was the one that had Sims and that's the one that had Dan Marino, that had Joe Montana, I think.
But I gotta say, the best.
Let me look it up. Let me look it up. Give me a second here, guys.
I say the best draft class I ever seen play was the Cam Newton draft class. The draft class with Cam Newton.
If we talk about college success, then yeah. But if we're talking about
Cam Newton, a former MVP of this league, here's the thing.
I mean, Cam Newton was a stud, but in terms of overall, I just think that class is just
Wasn't Russell Wilson
Wilson
in that draft class?
He was 12. 2012 was pretty nasty.
That 2012
class.
one was pretty good,
That was
too.
a nasty class.
Or at least
I mean,
it had
Yeah, I had the
at least had the
potential.
potential.
It was just
if I-
injuries and stuff held them back. But like even without RG3 and Luck, they still have a really good class because Cousins and Wilson are still playing. Case Keenum's a really good back.
If Andrew Luck was still playing now, like that class would have
Tannehill's
gone down.
Tannehill's still a really good player. Like that's still one of the better quarterback classes in recent years. In the past decade, that's still got to be one of the best few.
All right, here is the 20. Here it is. The 1983 quarterback class. You had John Elway. You had Dan Marino. You had. What year is Phil Simms drafted? I kind of got the two mixed up.
Is that you know the year Phil Simms was drafted in?
I forget what year was Phil Simms drafted in.
Probably 82. Type in, look at his card information. It'll come up.
All right, I'll probably do that.
I'll look it up for you too as well.
But anyway, getting back to the college football stuff, we kind of forgot to do like a recap of the college football playoff and bowl season. But you said before that it was. I mean, if you want to do a quick recap, I mean, it's kind of outdated now, and you told me that it was kind of boring anyway. So
it was boring. That's one thing I'll need to discuss before going into college football next season is they have to figure out a way to change up the playoff and because adding more teams won't change who wins it. There's only one or two elite teams every year, and there's always going to be blowouts. But expanding the playoff will increase excitement and just really it'll boost the popularity to the sport too, and just give more teams to play for. You need because conference championships don't matter anymore, which sucks, and they need to get that back. So that's just an aspect. But I mean. It was a pretty good season. The playoffs sucked. I mean, this championship game was good though, but I mean, they just got to figure out a way, expand the playoffs, and put an emphasis on the conference championships because they didn't matter this year, and quite honestly,
yeah,
100%. Here's the thing, boys. How the NFL is like. I agree with Chris about college football. What he said, because here's the thing. There's only 12 games per. During the regular season, right, Chris?
Yeah.
But however, they should either add a few more regular season games, and make the playoffs
How do you add more regular season games though? That's the question.
You can't to college. That's not.
Yeah, good point. Or you get. I'm just saying. I'm just making a suggestion. That's it.
No, for sure.
Or you could have have 6 teams, have 6 teams, to play for the championship. Because the same 4 teams are going to be it. It's going to be Georgia or Alabama or, one of those 2 teams.
And then
a couple more. But I just want they should have a bid. You know how for NCAA football basketball you have a bid? They should do that.
I would guess it gets to 12 eventually.
Have 12 teams like they used to do back in the day.
They may go to 12 next.
Because they're losing, I want to say this: pay the players, pay the players.
Oh, it's all they need to pay the players of it.
They're sort of paying the football players.
They need to pay them.
My buddy goes to right.
I mean, they should, but the question is, will they? Because how with how corrupt the NCAA is, they're gonna find every single excuse in the book to not pay the players.
Because they cheap.
Yep.
I remember my friend. He plays college football. He plays for the University of Rice. His name is Chris Sayin. Check him out. Linebacker. He was smart. He won 4 championships for the Ivy League, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Anyways, he was telling me they pay the players. They give them a $5,000 of spending money for D1 schools. They give you $5,000 just to use for the week, for whatever they give you.
Yeah.
But for basketball, they don't pay you that much. But however, I'm thinking Ben Simmons, who I can't stand who said, "I want to go to the league," but he was getting paid off the books. We all know that. They're paying him under the books. What do y'all think?
No, I definitely did. And that was basically confirmed too.
Yeah, but Ben Simmons is terrible now, but we all agree to that. But Adam, what was the best thing about this playoff game that you thought in your Bills game?
I mean, best thing about the college football playoff, I personally thought that I will say though, my take about Michigan having a chance against Georgia, boy, was I wrong.
Adam,
that game wasn't close.
I knew you were wrong from the jump. Georgia has the best defense in college football.
Yeah, but credit to Georgia, man.
College football is determined in the trenches.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, Georgia. This is what their first championship since when?
They won. They won a couple years ago, didn't they?
Did they? My college football memory is kind of faded. I know last year was Alabama, right? I think the year before that it was who was it the year before? I know in that. Let me look it up. Because like college football memory is kind of, not that good right now.
Because Clemson won 2 recently, but I think
I know Clemson won.
LSU.
LSU. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, Georgia hasn't won in a long time.
Yeah, when was the last time Georgia won? Let me take a look here. Guys, thank God for Google. Without Google, I don't think we'd be able to do this podcast.
Yeah, I see 1990.
We'll be a little stupid.
Okay, so Alabama was last year. Then was LSU. Then it was Clemson.
Last time they won the championship they won in 1920, 1927, 1946, 1968. Last time they won the championship, they were a finalist in 2017. That was the last time they were at the Big Dance.
All right.
This is the first time they won it.
Yeah, this is the first time Georgia ever won the national title. That's tough. Well, you can say how good Georgia's been. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
But however,
it's tough to win.
Their bowl record is 34-21-3. Their playoff record, they won in 1942, 1980. The last time they won was 1980. Can you guys believe that?
Mm-hmm.
1980 was the last time they won.
Yeah, wow.
We weren't even born yet. Chris was not even thought of yet.
We were all just we were just all in our daddy's pants during that time.
We weren't even thought of. My dad was just about in 1980. My dad just met my mom, so
yeah.
We weren't even thought of yet, boys. We were just little. We were in the womb, beyond beneath the womb. We were just eggs. All right, let's just guys. Let's
all right, you guys have any final thoughts on the college football season?
I just want to say we had a great college football season this year.
It was definitely a good one. It's also much needed full season without all the COVID still had an effect on this season, but at least teams were we had the Big Ten and was able to play a full season. A lot of other teams were able to play, if not close to a full season. So we should all be grateful for that. All right, guys, we're kind of getting back to almost full normalcy now. Because these past 2 years have just been insane, both in sports and just in life in general. All right, guys. But guys, it is time for our bets of the episode. To recap last episode, for the second straight episode, only one of us won our bet.
And it's Chris.
For the second straight week, Chris is the only one on this podcast to win a bet. Chris, you had the Grizzlies over the Clippers on money line, and you won at a 8.62 points. The second straight week, he's the only winner. Guys, remember we called Chris out because he's kind of in a slump?
Chris is winning.
You shouldn't have done that.
He's starting to make a comeback. He's starting to make a comeback. But everyone else lost. I had the Jets over the Bills on the spread, thinking they would cover, and Zach Wilson on the over. I mean, the Jets lost. They failed to cover the spread. It looked like they were going to cover late, but even then, Zach Wilson just didn't have that great of a game. So I would, even if the Jets did cover, I would have won the bet anyway. So whatever there. Alex had the Eagles over the Cowboys in the first half, and LSU over at Tennessee. Cowboys were obviously blew out the Eagles both in the first half of the game in general. So Alex,
stupid bet of yours.
Marcellus had the Jazz over the Pacers, and the Pacers upset the Jazz. So tough one there, Marcellus. Sam had the Clippers over the Grizzlies, Bucks over Hornets, and Pistons over Magic. That parlay was just not good. And Michael, I think Michael is a contender for a worst bet of the week. He had the Duke over Miami, Suns over Heat, and Cowboys over Eagles. So only
I just got screwed. I got screwed.
Bad bet.
That was a good bet on Duke. First of all, on paper, Duke has the better team.
Oh, of course, but they're Duke.
All right,
Chris, you may not come to this house and say that now. Duke is like Jesus. Duke basketball is Jesus Christ in my house. You will get disowned and get kicked out of the house if you say something about Duke. Just say.
They can't even compete in the weak ACC.
The ACC saw best basketball conference, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
right,
moving on.
To give up the understanding. Oh, by the way, guys, with Michael Lucius bet, I just checked. He's still a ringleader. He's 30-30 for record, 379.06 points. In his last 8 bets, Michael Cunningham is 1-7. He's lost 7 of his last 8 bets.
I'm mad.
Anything to say about that?
I'm talking about shit. It's time to flip this switch. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
This is my God.
If you don't flip the switch soon, I'm gonna start catching up.
For a reason, I ain't losing no more.
All right, we only got about I believe 10 bets left. So make them count, guys. So I'm in second place, 28-36 record, 316.83 points. Alex is in third place, 26-38 record, 206.38 points. Chris is in fourth place, 29-35 record, 293.93 points. Chris is in striking distance of going back into the top 3. Chris, please do knock Alex back down into the bottom 3.
Knock Alex out.
Marcellus is in fifth place, 34-30 record, 364.98 points, and Sam's in last place, 28-36 record, 225.90.
Sucking basketball. Where the heck is Adam? Where the heck is Sam? Where's Sam? What's Sam doing?
His bet isn't in yet.
Has he ever won a bet? I just
texted him saying, "Get your bet in, or someone else is gonna go for you again and sabotage you."
I got a perfect bet for Sam this week.
Did Alex, do you have Marcellus's bet yet?
I do not.
Okay.
I'll
All right. One of you guys get his bet. Text him, telling him send your bet.
I'll text the idiot.
All right. In the meantime, I'll go first. And guys, in particular, Chris, I think it's time for a little more head-to-head action. Chris, I think by saying that alone, I think you know where I'm going with this. I'm going Golden State Warriors over Memphis Grizzlies.
I was just about to do that bet, Adam. I was just about to do that bet.
You can still do that, and I'm gonna do a singing play. I'm gonna go. The over under for Steph Curry in points is 25.5. I think he'll smash that. I'm gonna take the over in that one as well. Okay, yeah, that's going to be a Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry spread and Steph Curry on the over. All right, Mr. Alexander Reach, you're up.
Okay. My first bet is going to be Creighton over Providence.
College basketball?
Yeah. And so that game is tonight at 9 p.m.
Okay.
And my second bet is...
That's money line, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My second bet is Sixers money line against Charlotte.
All right. Say Sixers over Hornets money line. All right, Chris, you're up. Let's see if you take the bait.
All right. Well, I'm taking the bait. I was betting this before. This was my pick anyway. The Grizzlies have been the best team in the league the past month or so, and I expect them to make a statement tomorrow night at home. They waxed the Lakers on Sunday. They just embarrassed that LA Lakers, man. Like that team just didn't belong on the same floor as the Grizzlies, and they're going to beat the Warriors on home Tuesday night money line. Grizzlies money line, but I'm also going to take the Ja Morant over on the points. I don't know what it is, and I do not care. This dude's going to put up an insane performance like he always does in big games. And he's going to lead the Grizzlies to a win.
I'm praying to God you guys lose.
That's going to be an insane
We're getting this winning streak to 10, and we're going to put ourselves in third place in the West, and we're coming for more.
What's the over under for Ja Morant points?
I would guess
it's the same as Steph Curry, 25 and a half. It's the same as Steph Curry.
Hammer the over.
All right, I got
guys,
myself.
I think with the run Ja Morant is on, I think him and Trae Young, they're the future of the league.
Oh,
I think I think Trae Young and Ja Morant,
special.
that's gonna be like a big time like rivalry.
Does a guy named Luka Doncic come to mind?
Oh, Luka Doncic.
Luka and
Ja
run league.
All right, Adam. I'll do Sam's bet to piss Sam off.
All right. The deadline is past, so sorry, Sam.
I'm gonna give him a good bet.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Sam a good
Don't
bet.
sabotage. I mean, even if you did try to sabotage him, it's kind of like
No. I think the
Pistons.
Bulls
Pistons.
versus
I think the
bullying
Pistons
at
can
this
win
point.
back to back. I like the Pistons back to back for Sam.
Bulls versus Pistons money line.
That's gonna
Okay.
give him like half a point.
And then I'm gonna go with him, the Grizzlies over the Warriors for Sam.
Great bet.
Ooh.
Great bet.
I just wanted Sam to root for the Grizzlies and see how
Just
awkward
a great bet.
And I got Marcellus's bet.
All right. Marcellus hasn't got his bet. I mean, if Marcellus
He texted.
Oh, he texted. He's taking
Bulls
the
naked. Bulls minus 14.
Okay.
His part.
Terrible bet.
Yeah, I think the Bulls will win, but I don't know if they cover that large number.
Okay, Mr. Ringleader is up.
All right, Mr. Ringleader, Michael Cunningham. Last up, go ahead.
I've been watching tape, boys. I've been watching the tape.
Yeah, make this one count. You're on a big losing streak, like I said. You're on a rough stretch. Try to turn it around.
I've been watching
I'll
tape.
catch
I've
up
been
to you.
scouting. I've been scouting, boys.
If you say so.
Shut up, bitch, and make me a sandwich. All right. You know what? I'm gonna do a college basketball. You know, I've been a little funky with sports lately. No, that's too easy. Should I do Iowa State versus Kansas? No, not a good bet. Alex, you picked Creighton over Providence, right?
Yeah.
I would do that bet, but that's a stupid bet. I'm going to do a bet between Xavier versus Villanova. Alex, if you have a set of balls, you go ahead against me. Xavier versus Villanova. If you have a set of balls, if you have hair on your balls, you'll go against me.
They're already playing again. Damn.
What do you say, Alex?
Wait, Mike, are you going to pick Xavier?
I was going to pick Xavier over your Villanova Wildcats. If you do it,
I'll pick Villanova.
Alex is adding Villanova over Xavier to his parlay.
I'm going to do a parlay. I'm gonna do a parlay.
All right, Alex, do you still want to keep everything else, or do you want to remove something?
Wait, can I do 3?
Yeah, you can do 3. You can do 3.
Okay.
So right now you have Crankton over Prowess, 76ers over Hornets, and Villanova over Xavier.
I'm going with
Come on, Michael, join the Warriors. You said you were going to keep your promise.
I don't know. You stole my bet.
Yeah, don't take the stupid bet, Mike.
Hey, I gotta
Come
get back.
on, Michael.
That'll become
Join
while
the
on
dark
Grizzlies and
side.
keep
We
on
have
winning.
cookies.
I don't like cookies. I'm gonna go with the Sixers over Hornets money line. Can't believe I just did that.
Terrible bet.
I feel dirty. I
Terrible
need to
bet.
get. They're on a 7-game winning streak. I'm happy. You know what?
All right. Do you have any other bets?
I'm gonna do a Nets, a Bulls over Nets, because they're like the first. I'm gonna do Bulls versus Nets money line and have Zach LaVine scoring 20 or more.
Here's the thing: if you do Zach LaVine, then you would have to remove one of the other. Actually, I don't think you'd be able to do Zach LaVine because that would technically be like a same game parlay.
I'll have Zach LaVine scoring 20 or more.
All right,
No.
all right, all right.
I don't care who wins. I just want Zach LaVine to score 20 or more. That's my bet. Zach LaVine 20. What's his point value?
It's not up yet. It's not up yet. You also want to do 20, you just want to do 20. Okay, I'll just do 20.
Zach LaVine 20.
Okay.
That's an easy points for him. Alex,
all right, guys, it's all for our bets, and
you're
that's all for
going
this
down
episode.
again, buddy.
Oh, Mikey, it's the early tip off 6:30 on a Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Man, I'm praying to God for the upset.
Yo, what time is that Warriors Grizzlies game?
To 8 Eastern.
It's 8 Eastern. I'll probably be able to watch that. Because Nets aren't playing, Devils aren't playing. I should be able to watch that.
Nice.
Why not?
Yes. What channel is it on?
NBA TV.
NBA TV.
No, I meant that Villanova's.
That's on FS.
If my man's playing tonight, if my man's is playing, my man Zach is playing tonight. Well, my boys plays for them. So, my young boys.
All right, guys. Before we close out the show,
You better watch out for my.
Gun to your head. Are we doing our next episode about the firing of Joe Judge?
No.
Okay,
I think he'll be fired.
Michael, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I think he would have been by now.
Yeah, he would have been by now. I mean, it would make no. It makes no.
They
It would
would've
make
probably-
no.
yeah.
Why would you give everyone else
They
a
wanna
head
see-
start? But then again, if they did do that, it wouldn't exactly be the dumbest thing we've seen the Giants do recently.
when they're doing a rebuild, they do general manager. Think about it. They fire the general manager. They're going to fire the coach, and then they're going to get rid of Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
So Adam, do they have?
Dear John
remember how
Mara.
when you,
Wait, hold on.
John Mara, bring me Russell Wilson, Jim Ravel, never say anything nasty about you ever again for at least a whole year.
That's all.
Adam,
Any final thoughts?
I
Or
don't know
did
what
I
the
just
fuck
end the
that
show
was.
on a perfect note that there's no other way we could end the show any better than that?
I think we end the show for that.
Okay, we gotta end the show on that. That's it. This has been episode 65 of the Game Game Podcast with yours truly, Adam Rosani, Mike Cunningham, Alex Streech, and Chris King. Like you heard, leave a like and follow or subscribe to the podcast. Also, if you want to join our conversation, got my comment or review, or we may feature it in a future episode. Remember, my friends, don't assume your juice just fancy. If you can measure a world, believe in it, and dive in. See you next time, and until then, stay lit.
And we're out.